Man, what a dirty work area. It's what happens when you're doing some work and trying to get stuff done. Gotta love it. Alright, so I'm back on the truck bed project. I decided I wanted to put some lights up in these corners up here to help with the truck. So this is what I came up with. These clear LEDs, they're going to be wired into the reverse lights and the cargo lamp, so I can turn it on when I'm working on the back of the truck bed, and I'll have light at night. And then these will be brake lights and turn signals. And then I've also got one that I'm probably going to do as a running light, or I'm going to put running lights up on top there. I hadn't decided yet. So I started out with this. I made a cardboard template of what I wanted and how I wanted it to lay out. And this is made so that this face here will be facing the back of the truck and the lights will fit in this way. This piece will go up under the metal frame to help protect the wiring and everything. And we'll put a cover on the back of it to make it a little more watertight. So they make a metal cutout template that you can find to cut these holes out. I didn't have that, so I measured the light, the light with the rubber gasket on it, and it comes out to 2 inches and 64 hundredths, or 64 thousandths, wide. So I made the hole, I'm going to make the holes right at 2.5, just slightly oversized. That way these will squeeze in tight and won't vibrate out. So I started by laying out my hole, and then I took it over to, excuse the mess, the drill press, and used a 2.5-inch hole saw, cut the holes out. I'm going to give y'all seasickness here in a minute. And then I laid out my hole design on my plate, and I cut this out on the diacro shear that I did a while back, but you can see where alright, so after I drilled my holes to 2.5 inches, I took a piece of flat stock, lined it up with the bottom of the hole here and the bottom of the hole here, and then scribed it on this side and this side for both of those holes. And then I used my trusty grinder or cutoff wheel, and I cut them out. So this is what they turned out like. You can see the cutouts. So I've got that done for this side. I've still got to do the one for that side. And then once that's done, I came in here and I laid out these upper lines right there, and then I marked how much overhang I wanted for the radius of the bend there and there. So I'll line those up with my metal brake. I'll break that bend with a slight radius on it to try to match the slight radius. I don't know if you can see it. See how that's got a slight radius to it? I want to try to match that so I can get a good seal on those. Once I have that, I'll weld that in, and then we'll come back and we'll probably tap this, maybe weld another brace, across this way up under where the lights are going to be, just to give some rigidity to that. Tap all that, and then I'll put the plate in to hold the wiring. I've just got to think about it because I got to make sure that whatever I do, I can get off or get access to if I ever have to do work on those lights. Working through this little bitty hole is probably not going to be the funnest thing in the world. So let me get that one cut out, and then I'll go to the break and we'll see how that turns out. Alright, y'all, I've got it cleaned up where I'm going to weld. I don't know if you can see it real good. There's kind of a copper colored primer on there, and it's also on the part everywhere it's going to be welded. So what I'm using, I'm not sponsored by this company, but this is what I use. Sorry about the glare. Let's see if I can, there it goes. Copper Weld by CEM. I like to put some kind of primer up under where two pieces of metal are coming together. That way it's just another chance to prevent corrosion. So I'll let that primer dry, and then we will weld the plate up there. Alright, as you can see, we've made a little bit of progress on Ruby. You can see the cutout we put for my fifth wheel hitch. Cut this out, and we put an 1/8 inch plate in, welded it in, and now the hitch sits at the same level it did in the original truck bed. When we're not using the hitch, we'll put some tabs in here and have a plate that'll sit down over this so we can take the fifth wheel hitch out and have a flat bed. This section here, we're going to weld in a box up under here, and that'll be where I can put tow straps and hooks and things like that, as well as the jumper cables. We're going to, back here on the back, we're going to put a quick connect hook. Let's see, I've got it over here. Engine we're working on for my son's truck. So yeah, we've got this set up that we're going to put in. So we'll have one in the back and one in the front of the truck. Sorry about the hand. That way we can jump vehicles off, or we've got a winch on our trailer that doesn't always have a battery with it, so we could actually run it. So a couple of different things. We've got the trailer hitch. That's the factory hitch. We modified it, and we're going to try to make the bumper for the back of this match that, so we can keep that hitch. Up here, as you can see, we got the headache rack just about done. I got to put some panels in here. We got the plates in for the lights. You can see the one right there. And we got some breaker bars to keep debris and stuff from flying up into the windows. I don't know what I'm going to do about my sliding glass area. I really don't want to cage it off, but we may put something in there that swings open just to protect that glass. It's expensive. We haven't done anything on this side yet other than get the trailer set. When we were building these, I was worried about being able to get a plate up here to be able to service these lights, but I think if I put socket head screws in or Allen head screws in here, I think we can make the plate mount on the back of it, and it'll give me a cleaner look. Let's go around front. My dad taught me this trick a long time ago. If you're ever welding on a vehicle that you don't want to take everything loose, I don't know if you can see it or not, but here's my alternator, and that wire right there, sorry, poor lighting, is the charging wire for the alternator. I also disconnected the batteries. This truck has 2 batteries, just to make sure I don't short the electrical system out. So as you come over here, you can see the sticks in there just as a spacer. Right now I've got to make a spacer to go in between the rails and the truck bed before we do final installation. But I've got one of the toolboxes in, and I'm relocating the gas filler cap to this panel here. So we've made this panel. I want it to look like a finished truck bed. I don't want, you know, the toolboxes and then nothing there. I want it to look clean. So we formed this panel up to go around the truck and kind of go behind the cab and make it a cleaner appearance. So we've got one toolbox in. Sorry about the camera work. And then we will have another small toolbox right in this area, and we'll have a wheel well cover right in here that will, you know, dress the side up. We'll put some running lights in there, and these D-rings I think are going to be relocated. I think I'm going to try to fit them in these channels where they'll flop back either way, and if I need them, I can flip them out, hook to them, and use them. I don't like them up here. Eventually I want to put some removable bed rails, and this would be in the way, but also it's something else to get stuff caught on, so I want to eliminate as much of that as I can. So yeah, my Miller helmet, not sponsored by them, but this helmet was given to me by my wife a year ago, and this thing's amazing. Auto darkening. It's got a great field of view. It's got a clear, what they call clear view when you're welding, so it's not that greenish tint. But it's got sensitivity settings. It's got delay settings. You can set it for welding, grinding, cutting. I mean, it's a great helmet. Again, not sponsored by them, but when I have a great product, that's what I want to tell people about. But yeah, we're getting there, slowly but surely. Appreciate y'all coming along. Hope you're having another good day in paradise.